Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys, I'm going to be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh community and how I feel like the Yu-Gi-Oh community is a lot bigger than you actually think. So, if you're watching this video, you probably play the physical card game of Yu-Gi-Oh. The card game we've grown up and loving since you were probably a child or you were introduced to it as an adult. You've probably loved this game for quite some time. It's either a passion, a hobby, whatever the case may be. You may like doing it competitively. But there's a lot of different sides to Yu-Gi-Oh that no one really talks about. A lot of people, what they do is when they talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, they're referring to the physical card game. They're referring to this. The cards, the monsters, the spells, the traps, whatever the case may be. However, there's a lot of other different things in Yu-Gi-Oh, mind you. There's a lot of different aspects. When I hear the phrase Yu-Gi-Oh is dying, and I hear this every year at least once, somebody out there decides to rattle the cage and say, Yu-Gi-Oh is dying, it'll be dead within a year because of link monsters, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, right, that the Yu-Gi-Oh community is not just the paper that we play. There's a lot more to it now, especially as we head into 2018. The community is huge. There's so many different facets of it. It's no longer just the paper card game. So what am I talking about? We have Duel Links now that came out earlier in 2017. That's an online simulator that plays, granted, not Yu-Gi-Oh the same way that you play it as a card game, but it does play similar to that, and it has a huge online following. People have downloaded that app a lot. They play it. It's brought new blood in. It's made people interested in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Then you also have the anime community of Yu-Gi-Oh, which I think people forget this even exists. And I'm not joking. There's a lot of people in the anime community. The anime could not have sustained itself without a following. The pictures that you're seeing up on the screen right now are from when I went to a Yu-Gi-Oh anime convention about 3 years ago up in Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, I met DP Yu-Gi-Oh there. This was ages ago. He probably doesn't remember who the hell I am. But literally, I went there, and I've gone there to that same anime convention except for the last year or so. For the last year, I've gone every single year. This year, and the years ever since, they have a Yu-Gi-Oh panel every year for the last 3-4 years. And when I first walked into that panel the first time, I was expecting to see a whole bunch of guys. I expected a sausage fest. To my surprise, I knew it was going to be about the anime, but I was expecting that. It didn't turn out to be that. This was the main auditorium room, so it could see a lot of people. Every seat was filled up. Every single seat. And every person on that 4-person panel when I went was a girl between the ages of 20 and 30. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. But I saw some other guys come in and then they leave once they found out it wasn't about the card game, but it was about the show. And me being a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, I love the card game, I love the show equally, so it don't really matter to me. But as I started looking around the room as the talk is going on, I noticed that most every single person in that room was a female. And I said, oh, that's where all the females went in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That's where they all went. And then when I went to they had a photo shoot afterwards, which you see on the screen as I'm going here, I was pretty much going, wait, these are all girls pretty much. And granted, I know there's I think it's called, I'm not, I know anime, but I'm not perversed in anime lingo necessarily. But I think it's called yaoi. I think that's what it is, or something like that. There's a lot of yaoi girls, I think, in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Just look up Yugi and a Tim, and Kaiba and Yugi, and you're just going to get a lot of stuff you weren't expecting necessarily. Let's just say that. Or Yubel and Jaden. Just telling you, don't look that stuff up unless you want to ruin your childhood. But I was very surprised that there were just so many girls there, and most of them, there was no guys really around, and I was just very surprised overall how passionate a lot of these girls were about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, how much they were into the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and they knew their stuff about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, like stuff that I thought was like low, nobody knew about, they knew about, and I was just like sitting there going like awestruck, going, and then I would go downstairs to the gaming room where they had the Yu-Gi-Oh people at. And it's all nothing but a bunch of guys down there playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like 50, 60 guys down there playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and things around the surrounding tables as well. But they were playing the paper card game. They were playing this. Not the anime. Not the manga. They were playing the paper card game. It made me wonder, and I don't have any proof about this or whatnot, but it's a topic that we should talk about in YouTube or the community as general. Because people always ask me, where are the girls in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's a guy's game. But in Pokemon, we see girls play Yu-Gi-Oh! And this and that. Maybe this is the reason or not. I don't know necessarily. But all I do know is every time I go to an anime convention about the manga or the show, it's a bunch of girls that show up that know Yu-Gi-Oh! And when it's the card game, it's a bunch of guys that show up. And same thing, people think, and this is the point here of this video here, the Yu-Gi-Oh game is nothing but the physical card game. It's nothing but this. It's not just the card game. Now, in 2017, it is much broader. You have your OCG, your TCG, your European. You also have now you got your card game, online, people that just play on Dueling Book and Dev Pro for fun. You got the people that love the anime, love the mangas. You got people that love all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, which I love too. You know, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I just love Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I love everything about it. I love the manga, the anime, the strategy of the card game, the stories sometimes, the play, you know, the character development. I love that stuff. The history of ancient Egypt they had intertwined to the original show. I love it. Okay? People, I feel like, and it's really weird, there's different parts of the community. So when people tell me, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to die because the card game is not doing too good, I have to say to them that the fact of the matter is, even if the card game is not, my voice changed there, even if the card game is not doing so hot, doesn't mean that the manga or the anime or something else is doing bad, like Duel Links. You know, other things are doing good. It's not just the card game. Open your eyes. You know, this community is huge. It's not just us, which people, I think, I've always heard, you know, when they talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, they talk about the people that play the card game. When you're talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, you should be broadening your horizons, for Pete's sake. It's a lot more than what you think. Okay? Pokemon is the same way. You got people that love the anime, for better or for worse. You have people that love the show. You have people that love the mangas, which, if you haven't read the Pokemon mangas, they are amazing, by the way. If you have, well, they just love playing the TCG card game of Pokemon. Same thing with Dragon Ball sometimes, or Dragon Ball Z. That was a thing, you know, especially with Dragon Ball Z having its, well, Dragon Ball Super now, having its own card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of in that same boat. It has an anime, it has online simulators now in the form of Duel Links. Hopefully more will follow. And, I mean, even if it doesn't have its official simulator, you got Dueling Book, you got all these other places, Dev Pro, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. There's so many different places nowadays. And then you also have your card game, your physical card game, which we go to regionals, locals, YCSs for. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is a lot bigger than what you think, and I hope this video opened your eyes. And if you're wondering what all the girls are in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and I'm saying this as a joke, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, they are probably more into the anime than us. I mean, tell me this. Let me phrase it to you this way. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but this is true for me too. If I'm a girl, do I want to go hang out with a bunch of stinky guys? Or do I want to hang out with just people that are not going to treat me like that? Now, I'm not trying to go, you know, go down a different road here. The point of this video, as I ended, is next time you talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, we have a conversation about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dying, or anything of this matter, or you just want to have a conversation like, hey, I didn't know there was this big Yu-Gi-Oh community involved in the anime or the manga or Duel Links. Know that when you're talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh community, it's not just the card game anymore. In 2014, 2013, 03, 04, 05, in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh, you could have said it's this, the paper, it's the manga, and it's the anime. And people that play Yu-Gi-Oh back then, they would, probably watch the anime too, especially if we were kids. But nowadays, it's a lot bigger, and we've gotten older. And there are people that love Yu-Gi-Oh community because, I watched my brother play the card game. This is something I've heard so many times from girls when I was at that convention and others, preceding conventions. And granted, this is a sample size, mind you. This is not, I don't know if this is true for everywhere, but you can tell me your experiences down below, and I look forward to that. But for what I've seen is this. Oh, my brother played this card game. I watched the anime. I really liked it, so I got into watching the anime, and it's one of my favorite anime to watch, along with blah 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 and blah blah blah. Or, oh, I just stumbled across it because my girlfriend liked it too, etc., etc., etc. Or, oh, my boyfriend likes this, so I just he didn't force it upon me. I just came to like it because it looked cool. Different rhymes and reasons. Different people have different folks. Different, old saying here, different strokes for different folks with different strokes for different blokes. British saying, I think, for that one. But that's the end of this video here. But tell me your thoughts down below, guys. And yes, if you're wondering what that card was I was holding the entire video, that was Crab Turtle. But I'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you. Tell me your thoughts down below. Do you think the community is a lot bigger than what we perceive it to be? What a lot of people in this game perceive it to be. The card game community. Do they not understand that this community is bigger? Do you think this is a problem? I mean, I feel like, and this is true of many communities out there, they're so divided. And people just look at their one little segment of the pie and say, oh, this is all I got. Not the fact that Johnny over here has got a piece of the pie, and Frankie and Mary and Susie and Jesse have a piece of the pie. There's so many pieces to this big pie that we call Yu-Gi-Oh out there nowadays, especially in 2017. And you cannot deny it. You really cannot. The fact that, you have your competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, your casual Yu-Gi-Oh, your this and that of Yu-Gi-Oh. And when we try to just segment them off and put ourselves in these little walls, necessarily, I think Konami knows that. Why do you think they give so much legacy support? Why? Because people love it. People love it. I love it. Because it makes me build fun, wonky decks that I never thought I'd play before. But tell me your thoughts down below about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. How would ways that you've seen this? Have you seen girls be more attracted to the anime than the card game? I mean, granted, we have girls that do play the card game. I'm not hating on those girls, but I've just seen this over the years. And I just want to hear your thoughts and your experiences. But till next time, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling to all of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Good luck dueling to all of you. Take care, everybody.